Welcome to our new reflections. It's a blog which I entitled The Bible and Faith. The Bible, just simple, the Word of God, the Bible. Here I have this is the Tagalog version. It is the language which is used in the part of Philippines where I am working. I have as well the English version, and of course I have my Polish version in the e-book format. Why this connection? Why this connection, the Bible and faith? Faith which is in you. Faith which we understand as a personal intimacy, a relationship with God. St. Paul, in his letter to Romans, chapter 10, verse 17, he says, faith begins with listening to. Faith, listen to. Faith begins with listening to, and what we listen to are the words of Jesus Christ. Meaning, faith begins, the true faith, this intimacy. When you open this Bible, you touch it. You touch it. And you read it. Meaning, you listen. You listen what God is talking to you. You engage in the dialogue. You practice. And then, that is the process. You build up a relationship with Him. So, as we begin this blog, it is important for us to understand and to lay down a clear understanding what this Bible is about. It's just a written book, as any other book written by many people. A book which can inspire a human intellect or excite a human intellect, or a book which can lead us and leads us to the intimacy with God, to real faith. Saint John, in his Gospel, chapter 1, verse 1, he says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So the Bible is not just a written word by any human person. It's God. The Bible which you take into your hands, open it, grab it, embrace it, engage into the dialogue, is God. And then St. John says in chapter 1, verse 3, through Him, everything came through Him. There's nothing what came without Him. Everything in your life comes through Him, through the Word, through God. You know, how many times you come across in your life some experiences, situations, tough, difficult, painful, which you do not understand. And you are trying by all means to find out the meaning. So what is the best way? It's just take the Word, which is God. And through Him, everything comes to be, existence, through this Word. There was a time that somebody asked me a question, if I believe in coincidence in my life. After years of building up a relationship, intimacy with God, meaning faith, I came to the moment of receiving a grace which says, there is no coincidence in my life. Everything has a meaning. Even though I do not understand, even though it is painful, tragic, everything has a meaning. But the meaning can be found only in the relationship with the Word, not in the relationship with the wisdom of this world. No. So everything came through Him. And then St. John, in his Gospel, chapter 1, verse 4, he says, what came through him was life. Life came through this world. And the life was a light of a human being, a light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. Just look at this. Put two realities in front of you. On one side you put life, on the other side you put death. What do you choose? By a human nature. By strictly a human nature. Everyone. You. At least me. I choose life. I am afraid of death. Look how many people, maybe you as well, try to extend their own life in this world, in this time and space. They spend fortunes, they spend time, just to extend maybe 1 or 2 days, a week or a year. But we are not talking about this kind of life. We are talking about the life which is more powerful than death. In other words, death has no power to conquer, to overcome life. That is the life. And this life is light, which shines in the darkness. And again, put those two realities. Light, darkness. What are you going to choose? Which one of them? Darkness or light? A human person, by its nature, he loves light. He's looking for light. On the other hand, we are afraid of darkness. There's so much anxiety, so much doubt. The moment when we walk into the darkness, we are afraid, paralyzed even, to the point that our mind, our emotions, everything is paralyzed. So that is the word. This is the word. This is the Bible we are talking about. And then as St. Paul says in his Gospel, chapter 1, verse 14, he says, and this word became flesh and lives among us, and we see the glory of the Father in him. What does it mean? It is not just a simple printed word, not just printed word. It became a human person which has a name, Jesus Christ. And that is precisely the moment when and where we build relationship, intimacy. You cannot build relationship with any thing in this world, like tree, like a table, whatever. And you cannot build an intimacy with any person without personal encounter, listening to personally, spending time with that person, engaging in the dialogue. And that is the foundation of building intimacy with the person. That is the foundation of building intimacy. In other words, having faith with the Word of God, with God. Opening, feeling, listening to, engaging in this dialogue, and practicing, putting in practice on a daily basis. You cannot build intimacy with anyone, any person, through this thing, smartphone, through Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever. You cannot. You see the person. You see the eyes, the color of the hair. You listen to the person. You smile to each other. But there is no personal encounter. There is no that time of spending together. So there is no way, there is no foundation of building intimacy through this thing with any person. And surely not with God. Not with God. No. So the Word of God, the Bible, and the connection, relationship with faith, your intimacy with God. It is God Through him everything came to be. What came to be is life, and this life is the light of a human person. The light which shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. And it became flesh. It is a person, Jesus Christ. His name is Jesus Christ. And that is the base of building up a relationship. That is the base of having faith. I am inviting you for our next session. I'm trying to look at us Catholics. How do we read the Bible? If we do read the Bible at all. How do we build our intimacy with God based on that personal listening, dialogue, practicing the Word of God written in the Bible, or by listening to our own interpretations or what the other says about God? Welcome to our next session, and have a very blessed day.